Raising a puppy is one of the most exciting experiences, but let's be honest, it can also be overwhelming. Between the constant biting, chewing, potty accidents, and zoomies at 2 a.m., you might be wondering, did I make a mistake bringing this little tornado into my home? But don't worry, I've been there, and trust me, with the right approach, you can turn this chaos into a smooth, fun, and rewarding journey. In fact, what if I told you that the first few months with your puppy will determine what kind of dog they grow into for years to come? That's why in this video I'm going to share the real secrets to raising a puppy without losing your mind. And no, it's not just about training. It's about understanding why puppies do what they do and how to work with their instincts instead of constantly fighting against them. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to stop the never-ending biting, avoid the biggest potty training mistakes, and handle those crazy energy bursts without feeling exhausted all the time. Plus, I'll share some powerful hacks that I wish I knew when I first got my puppy, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. If you love your puppy and want to raise them into a happy, well-behaved dog, stick with me until the end. You won't want to miss these game-changing tips. Let's dive in. Tip 1. Managing biting and chewing the right way. Managing your puppy's biting and chewing can feel overwhelming, but here's the truth. This isn't bad behavior, it's completely natural. Puppies explore the world with their mouths, and just like human babies, they go through a teething phase where chewing helps relieve discomfort. Instead of just telling them no every time they chomp down on your fingers or furniture, the key is redirecting their chewing to appropriate things. Think of it this way: your pup wants to chew, so give them something better to chew on. The first step is to always have a chew shield ready. When playing with your puppy, keep a toy nearby, and if they start biting your hand, immediately swap it out with the toy. Over time, they'll learn hands are off limits, but toys are fair game. If your puppy keeps going back to your shoes instead of their chew toys, it's time to make those toys irresistible. Try rubbing a little peanut butter on them or freezing a Kong stuffed with kibble and yogurt. This makes the toy way more exciting than your couch legs. Prevention is also key. Puppies develop habits fast, so if they get used to chewing on things they shouldn't, breaking that habit will be tough. Use baby gates or playpens to limit their access to furniture until they learn the rules. But what if they get into a full-on chewing frenzy? At that point, no toy in the world will stop them. If that happens, simply step behind a baby gate or leave the room for a minute. This teaches them that biting equals game over, and trust me, puppies hate when playtime ends. One big mistake people make is thinking they need to punish their puppy for biting. But yelling or physically correcting them can actually make things worse by causing fear and anxiety. Instead, focus on positive reinforcement and redirection. Stick to these simple steps and you'll save your fingers, your furniture, and most importantly, you'll help your puppy learn what's okay to chew in a way that actually makes sense to them. Tip 2. Potty training. Made easy. Potty training is one of the biggest challenges for new puppy owners, and if you don't have a clear strategy, it can turn into a frustrating cycle of accidents and cleanups. The good news? Potty training isn't complicated, it's just about consistency and timing. The key is to show your puppy exactly where they should go and to never give them the opportunity to develop bad habits inside the house. Most new owners make the mistake of taking their puppy out every couple of hours, but for an 8-week-old puppy, that's not enough. If you really want to potty train them fast, you should take them out every 30 to 60 minutes. Yes, it sounds excessive, but here's why it works. If your puppy never has an accident inside, they'll naturally learn that outside is the only place to go. This speeds up the training process dramatically. Another game-changing tip is to use confinement to your advantage. When puppies have too much freedom, they'll sneak off to a quiet corner to do their business. This is why baby gates, playpens, or a crate can be a lifesaver during potty training. If they're in a smaller space, they'll be less likely to have accidents and you'll have better control over their schedule. The secret is to make the crate a comfortable, positive place. Never use it as punishment. When your puppy isn't being directly supervised, they should either be in a confined area or right next to you so you can catch any accidents before they happen. Timing is everything. You should always take your puppy out after they eat, after they drink, after they wake up, and after playtime. Puppies have tiny bladders, and they don't yet have the ability to hold it. If you keep them on a strict schedule, you'll set them up for success. And here's a pro tip. When they go potty outside, don't just quietly walk away. Celebrate. Give them a treat, praise them, and make it clear that going outside is a great thing. This positive reinforcement helps them make the connection much faster. Of course, accidents will happen, and when they do, it's important to handle them the right way. If you catch your puppy in the act, calmly interrupt them and take them outside immediately. But if you find an accident after the fact, do not scold them. It won't help, and they won't understand why you're upset. Instead, clean it up thoroughly with an enzymatic cleaner to remove the scent and prevent repeat accidents in the same spot. Potty training requires patience, but trust me, if you stay consistent with these strategies, your puppy will be fully trained much faster than you expect. And once that phase is over, you'll be so relieved you put in the effort early. Tip 3. Burning off energy the right way. One of the biggest surprises for new puppy owners is just how much energy these little furballs have. You might think, I'll just take my puppy on a few walks and that'll be enough. But then, boom, you're watching in horror as your puppy zooms around the living room like a tiny tornado, biting everything in sight, including your hands and feet. This wild, out-of-control energy is normal, but if you don't manage it properly, it can turn into frustration, destructive behavior, and even bad habits that carry into adulthood. The mistake most people make? They focus only on physical exercise and completely forget about mental exercise. Sure, playing fetch and going for walks are great, but if you really want to calm your puppy down, you need to engage their brain just as much as their body. Think of it like this. Imagine you went for a long jog, but afterward, someone gave you a complex puzzle to solve. You'd feel way more tired after using both your body and your brain, right? Puppies are the same way. So how do you give your puppy a mental workout? One of the best ways is food puzzles. Instead of just handing them a bowl of kibble, try stuffing their food inside a frozen Kong or a puzzle feeder. They'll have to work to get the food out, which keeps them busy and mentally stimulated. If I could go back in time, I'd feed my puppy all his meals this way. It turns mealtime into an energy-burning activity with zero extra effort on my part. Another trick? Short but focused training sessions. Teaching your puppy a new trick or reinforcing basic commands for just 5 minutes can drain their energy fast because they have to concentrate. The best part? Mental exercises are a lifesaver, especially when your puppy is young and hasn't had all their vaccines yet. Since you can't take them everywhere, activities like training and puzzle toys allow you to tire them out inside your home, making your life much easier. Of course, physical exercise is still important, but it's about quality over quantity. Over-exercising a young puppy can be bad for their growing joints, so instead of exhausting them with long runs, try short bursts of interactive play, like tug-of-war or hide-and-seek. And here's a pro tip. If your puppy suddenly gets the zoomies, don't chase them. That only revs them up more. Instead, redirect their energy into a productive game or give them a chew toy to settle down. By combining mental and physical exercise, you'll transform your wild, chaotic puppy into a calmer, happier, and more well-behaved companion. And trust me, your hands, your furniture, and your sanity will thank you. Tip 4. Socialization done right. If there's one thing that can shape your puppy's future personality and behavior more than anything else, it's socialization. But most people either ignore it or completely misunderstand how to do it correctly. Socialization isn't just about letting your puppy meet other dogs and people. It's about exposing them to a wide variety of experiences in a way that makes them feel safe and confident. The goal? To help them grow into a well-adjusted, fearless adult dog instead of one that's anxious or reactive in new situations. But here's the tricky part. The prime socialization window is between 3 and 16 weeks old. This is when puppies are most open to new experiences. But guess what else happens during this time? They haven't finished their vaccines yet. This leads a lot of new owners to avoid taking their puppy out at all, which can create big problems later on. The good news, you can safely socialize your puppy without putting them at risk. For example, instead of walking your unvaccinated puppy through a public dog park, which is a bad idea, you can carry them in your arms through busy areas so they get used to the sights, sounds, and smells of the world without actually touching the ground. Another option, bring them to pet-friendly stores and place them in a shopping cart. This way they can meet people and experience different environments while staying safe. And if you have friends with fully vaccinated friendly dogs, set up controlled play dates in a clean backyard or indoor space. Socialization is also about more than just meeting new creatures. It's about exposing your puppy to different surfaces, objects, and noises so they don't grow up fearful of everyday things. For example, let them walk on grass, tile, wood floors, and even metal grates. Expose them to household sounds like the vacuum cleaner, hairdryer, and doorbell. If they seem scared, don't force them. Just take things slow and make the experience positive by using treats and encouragement. And here's something most people don't think about. Socialization isn't just about positive experiences. It's also about teaching your puppy how to handle mild stress. If they encounter something new and seem a little unsure, that's okay. The key is to stay calm, give them space, and let them build confidence at their own pace. What you don't want to do is force them into a scary situation or overly comfort them when they're nervous. That can actually reinforce fear instead of helping them overcome it. Done correctly, socialization will make a massive difference in your puppy's life. They'll be less likely to develop fears, aggression, or anxiety as adults, and you'll end up with a dog that's confident, friendly, and adaptable in any situation. So don't wait. Start socializing your puppy today. Tip 5. Patience and positive reinforcement. If there's one thing every puppy owner must remember, it's this: raising a well-behaved dog takes time. Puppies aren't born knowing how to live in a human world. They don't understand why they can't chew on your favorite shoes, why peeing on the carpet is a problem, or why jumping on guests isn't acceptable. They're not being bad, they're just being puppies. And your job? To teach them the right way to behave with patience and positive reinforcement. Many new owners get frustrated when their puppy doesn't get it right away. But think about it. When you were a kid, did you learn everything instantly? Probably not. The same goes for puppies. They need consistent training, clear communication, and lots of repetition to truly understand what you want from them. And here's the most important part: reward the behavior you want to see more of. Puppies learn best when they associate good behavior with good things, whether that's treats, praise, or playtime. Let's say your puppy sits calmly instead of jumping when they greet you. Reward that. If they choose to chew their toy instead of your couch, praise them. The more they realize that good behavior gets them rewards, the more they'll want to repeat those behaviors. On the flip side, if you only focus on punishing bad behavior without showing them what to do instead, they'll just get confused and frustrated. Also remember that setbacks are normal. Your puppy will have accidents, will test boundaries, and will make mistakes. The key is not to lose patience. If something isn't working, ask yourself, am I being consistent? Am I making it clear what I want? Am I rewarding good behavior enough? The more patient and positive you are, the faster your puppy will learn, and the stronger your bond will become. Raising a puppy isn't easy, but here's the truth: it goes by fast. Before you know it, that tiny ball of energy will be a full-grown dog, and you'll actually miss the puppy phase. So, while training is important, don't forget to enjoy every moment. Capture their goofy antics on video, take tons of pictures, and cherish this special time together. If you found these tips helpful and want to raise the best dog possible, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video. And if you've had any funny or frustrating puppy experiences, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy training.